Elizabeth Warren in the spin room.
Like the things that touch their lives every single day. 2020 is not just about determining the direction of this country for 4 years or 8 years. It's about generations to come. And we need to say as Democrats that we get it. And here's our vision for how we're going to do it.
Senator, on the question of costs for Medicare for All, you were asked about whether or not people's middle-class taxes would go up. You said their costs would go down. But can you address directly whether taxes like mine would go up under Medicare for All?
I'll say it again. Costs are going to go up for billionaires. They're going to go up for giant corporations. And out-of-pocket costs for middle-class families are going to go down. It's costs that matter. You know, keep in mind, I'm somebody who spent a big chunk of my life studying why people go broke. And a huge portion of those people go broke because of health care costs, and those are people who have health insurance. I talked tonight about Addie Barkan, somebody with really first-rate good health insurance who still, month after month, has to spend about $9,000 to get the medical treatment his doctors and nurses say he needs. His wife spends hours on the phone begging the insurance company to cover him. And that's not what insurance companies are about. They're about taking in the most money that they can and paying out the least. We can't sustain a system like that. It's up $23 billion in profits out last year. We just can't.
Win this election, alienating large swathes of the electorate. Do you worry that that's what's going to happen?
Who am I alienating? I just don't even understand that question.
You used Donald Trump as an example of somebody who can win who wasn't expected, and he won alienating large sections of the population. And people on your own party tonight saying that some of your ideas, the US public is not ready for
Donald Trump has a vision of how to win, and he's gone out there and done it. He said if there's something wrong in your life, if your life is not working, if you're under a lot of economic pressure, blame them. Blame people who don't look like you, blame people who don't sound like you, blame people who weren't born where you were born, blame people who don't worship like you. Well, I have a very different story about what's wrong. What's wrong right now is that we have a government, we have a Washington that works great for the wealthy, for the well-connected, for the people with money. It's just not working for anyone else. But in a democracy, we got a chance to change that, and that's what 2020 is.
All right, thanks so much, everyone.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.